Subhash, I think about God. Is there a God? What is God? And most of the people I talk to are from the Judeo-Christian tradition, as you would expect. What is God from the Hindu or the Vedic traditions?
There's a very interesting dialogue in one of the Upanishads, which are philosophical texts which are a part of the Vedic texts as explanatory material, where the question is, how many gods are there? And the response by the sage is that there are 3,000, so many hundred gods. And then the second question is, but how many gods are there? The answer is 33. But how many gods are there? 3. But how many gods are there? 1.5. Okay, so what is the understanding? The understanding of multiplicity of divinity is the various capacities that we have within our inner sky. So each one of them was labeled as a god. Now we could say that love of freedom is encapsulated in the conception of a goddess, which we call freedom, and so on. But to step back, there were two great gods, Vishnu and Shiva. Vishnu is the god of the moral law, and it can have many different avatars, many different forms. And Shiva is the god of freedom, that each one of us is governed by moral law, that is Vishnu, but we also have freedom. And this freedom is something which is which has both dangerous aspects, which has a constructive aspect, which gives us capacities to do, but it can also put us into all kinds of troubles or difficulties. And that is the dance of Shiva. But in order to approach and reach Vishnu or Shiva, and Vishnu is also sometimes celebrated as Krishna, we have to go through our material self, which is our nature, who's goddess. And therefore, the pathway to either of the two great gods is through the goddess. So that we have these abstract philosophers who say there is only one reality, like the great Vedantic philosopher called Shankara. But in his own private practice, he worshipped the goddess. Because really, you can only go to the highest abstraction through your own personal self, which has the form of your body, who's represented by the goddess.
Basically, you're looking inward to find these gods, and it sounds like the term God is being used in a different way than it is in the Western monotheistic religions. The term God seems to be an expression of our inner reality, as the Vedic philosophies would understand the relation between inner and outer in a whole different way of thinking. But the whole concept of God seems different. It's internal. It's not some dramatically external, almighty, all-powerful being or beings that have created the universe in some way. It's an inner expression. It seems like the terms are very different.
They are. They are in the way they are normally understood. But there's also the conception that all of reality is Brahman, is what we are a part of. So all of reality is God, and we are a part of the body of that God. So this is how I think we can see the Judeo-Christian or Western traditions in a manner which are not all that different from the Hindu view of divinity. And in fact, such views where this outer God in the Judeo-Christian tradition is also viewed as being within would then correspond to parallel conceptions in the Hindu world.